Howdy y'all, I'm Mickey. I went to my sister's graduation recently, which, yay, yippee, college graduation, that's a big deal. But I felt really out of my depth there. And not just because I absolutely refused to do my own college graduation. Let's be real, I was not doing all that. I got the cap and gown, I posed for the pictures, and that's as far as I was going with that. But honestly, the sitting there for 3 hours waiting for 5 names to be called out of the hundreds that were there was not what was throwing me off. I saw so many of these kids graduating and heard them talking after the ceremony or saw their posts on social media afterwards, and so many of them have these grand plans already in motion for them. So what are your plans post-college? I've got a job lined up for right after I graduate. The folks in my internship loved me so much they're keeping me on for the rest of the year. I'm actually holding on my career for a sec because I'm saving up for my wedding right now. Wow, that's all so cool. And what about you? What are your plans? I have no idea what I'm doing. I got my bachelor's degree several years ago, #first-gen graduate, but I haven't exactly been using it. I've just kind of been vibing at my little food service job since then. And I like my job, especially the office work I get to do, and I love the people I work with. Do I imagine myself doing this exact same starter position 30 years down the line? No. But I'm totally vibing doing it right now. If I wasn't, I wouldn't have been doing it for the past 3 years, you know? Work and I are chill. But if I don't see myself at this exact position I'm doing right now in the future, where do I see myself? And so comes the idea of a 5-year plan. The infamous interview question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah, I got nothing there. I have no clue what I picture 30-year-old me's life like. I cannot imagine 30. I saw someone on TikTok recently say not everyone has 5-year plans. Not everyone has plans, but everyone has dreams. And you can follow those dreams, and down the line you'll see how it's all played out. That sounds nice, but I have no idea what career dreams I would have. My senior year of high school, I had to do one of those, which career would suit you questionnaire things. And I got all artistic jobs and, one office organizational position. Which does make sense based on my personality. I'm a pretty artistic person. I do consider myself in my heart a writer, but I don't think I have the motivation or ideas bouncing around to be a full-time author. Those people are churning out books once a year or once every other year, and I simply do not have the brain space for that many stories. I got 4 stories in my head bouncing around in there. One of them might not even be a book, and the other 3 are all different genres. I would be a traditional publisher's worst nightmare. That's not to say that I can't or won't write these stories at some point, but I think maybe a traditional writing career is not for me. Well, what about my degree? I have a degree, I have a bachelor's in social sciences, which would lend itself to social work. I do not have the emotional capacity to do that. I think people who do social work are very strong, stronger than I am. I just don't think I have the ability to turn off my emotions or set my feelings aside or compartmentalize the way that social workers have to. Same with therapy. I wouldn't be able to do it without taking clients' issues on myself, and it would mess me up. The jobs are very important, and I think the people who do them are much stronger than I am, or at least better suited for jobs like that. Well, why did you study social sciences without a career in mind? Because questioning caught away of me. I am passionate about the topics we discussed while I was learning. I was really invested in these discussion prompts and these essays that I was writing, the research I was doing. Sociology is fascinating to me, and I wanted to study it more. So I went the route of what I wanted to study, but I maybe forgot to have, a career goal going through it. Listen, I was 18 and desperate to get away from my hometown. I wasn't exactly plotting out my whole life there. My bad. I've thought maybe about pursuing further education, maybe something with anthropology or archival studies. You know, preserving history in a way that aligns with my previous studies and also works with my fondness for organizational work, but I don't know. That's such a financial commitment and a big choice, and I still don't have any solid plans, just kind of vague, passing ideas, and I feel left behind. You know, I'm not an actor who keeps getting turned down from roles until I finally get my big break at 29 and boom into the industry when everyone realizes what a star I am, or somebody who keeps submitting my book to publishers over and over and keeps getting rejection letters until at 33 they finally take my book on and give me a chance and everyone realizes, wow, and it blows up. It's not like I'm waiting for something to happen. I don't know what the something is in the first place. And I know that I am not the only person who feels this way. I am not the only person my age at my job. I am not the only person in my mid-20s who has no idea what I'm doing or where I'm going or what I see my future holding. But with all of those kids who had these great plans right off the bat, it's still hard not to feel left behind. And it was a weird feeling because I don't dislike the life I have now. I like the little routines that Jack and I have developed. I love that my job allows me to meet awesome people and allows me the time and financial stability to, you know, hang out with those people. At the moment, I like my simple life. I like this eternal sleepover with my friend and our cat and our little shows that we make time to watch every day. I like this life, and it really threw me off guard to be hit with this pressure of needing to do something more, and kind of freaked me out. Do I have to do something more? Do I have to be something more? Is my life now simply a meaningless placeholder until I make choices that finally start me in my real life? Am I stuck in an unmoving young adult purgatory of my own creation because of my refusal to make big moves? Have I ruined my chances of achieving a good life for myself by not starting earlier? What am I doing? Whoa! Okay, let's chill out a little bit. Calm down. Start over. What do you want to do with your life? Well, I want to enjoy it. I want to have a good life, but good to me is defined by joy and laughter and love. I want to see new places with the people I care about, experience new things, see what the world has to offer. I want to make people laugh and laugh with them. I want to feel like I have a positive impact on others, like my existence matters. I want to have a good life. And right now, living in the present, I don't have many goals beyond that. I think getting through day to day is about what I'm capable of right now, bestie. Not to get too deep in a little silly video about existential crises, but I live in Florida. I really am just trying to vibe. And I don't think stressing myself out trying to force answers I don't have is going to do me any good on that front. I don't dislike my life right now. I like what I got going. Certainly got a couple details that I could tweak, who doesn't? But I don't have this deep desire to completely uphaul my life and completely start over. At least not any professionally motivated ones. Psh, forget the other stuff. I can't allow myself to put so much pressure on me that I break because I feel like I've fallen behind on hitting this imagined adulthood checkpoint. We don't have to have our whole lives figured out by 18 or by 22 or by any point. The point of life is not to work endlessly towards a career goal that you aren't certain of. It's to survive and be happy. Those are my goals right now. I'll keep thinking about it, of course. Maybe a vision will make itself clearer to me. Maybe I will figure all of this out. Maybe 30-year-old me is really cool and put together and knows exactly what they want. I don't know. For now, I have to be okay with being me and enjoy my life as it comes. We can plan for the future, hope for it, but we can only ever be the present. And for now, in the great everything, this is it. Ciao.